gorgeous. Hope you're having a great day. It's such a joy to see you. Thank you for being here. Today I'm sharing a foundation technique with you that has been created by a makeup artist of the name Mary Phillips. If you've not heard of her before, she is the makeup artist for Hailey Bieber specifically. And I believe one of the Kardashian sisters, can't remember who. But anyway, this technique is known for its flawless finish, and it is a different way of applying foundation, but it has a very beautiful effect on the skin. So if you want to try something new, come on with me. Before I show you the application tutorial on the face, I'll first share with you what's on my eyes quickly here if you're interested. I used my two favorite e.l.f. bite-sized palettes to create this look, Cream and Sugar and I Love You a Latte. I took this shade from Cream and Sugar, applied it on the inner half of the lid, this shade from the I Love You a Latte in the crease, and then I believe I took this shade, used it in the outer V. I also used it as liner, and my lashes will be linked for you below. So before I begin the facial thing that we're going to be doing here, I'm going to apply a moisturizer. The one that I'm using today is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel. One thing I noticed about this particular method of foundation application is hydrating the skin beforehand is essential to creating the diffused look that it will give the skin. And this is such a lovely moisturizer. While I'm waiting on that to sink into the skin and dry a little bit more here, I'll share the products that I'll be using to show you this technique. And do not feel pressured, by the way, to go out and buy these products. See what you have in your collection that is like these that you can use. I'm using a cream contour stick, specifically the NYX Wonder Stick. The shade that I am in is Fair. I'm also going to be using two concealers, L'Oreal's True Match Eye Cream and a Concealer, and I'm going to use the Milani Under Eye Brightener in the shade Rose. And for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, which I believe this, if I can hold it, is somewhere in the range, okay, Porcelain, is in the shade Porcelain. At the end, I'm going to be using the Florence by Mills Cream Blush in the shade Shy She. So the way that you do this is you first take your cream contour, so NYX's Wonder Stick, and you apply it to the skin. If you need it in more areas than this, feel free. I just typically only apply it to those areas of my face. And then I'm going to blend that in. I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator brush to blend this in. By the way, I wanted to share a tip with you that I've learned recently that has helped, I feel like, lift my face. If you apply your contour above where you naturally might apply it, like usually you want to apply it underneath the cheekbone. If you apply it a little bit higher, it helps to lift your face. So just try it. It's a great little technique. And then take your concealer. I am going to layer these concealers. So the first one I'm applying is the Milani Eye Brightener, which this is amazing stuff. If you've not tried the Milani one, okay, I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just saying it's a really, really good concealer. Acts like a color corrector. It goes in and brightens the under eye area before you apply concealer. And I need it right now, my gosh. And then I'm applying the L'Oreal True Match Eye Cream and a Concealer directly over the top. And with this one, it's so pigmented. If you've not used it before, you really don't need much of it. I mean, look at that. A little tiny dot will do you. What makes this technique different from others I've tried in the past is that you blend the contour and the concealer in first. And then the next step that we're going to be doing is applying the foundation. So what makes this technique a little different from ones I've done in the past is the use of a brush. I'm using this one from IT Cosmetics. It's the Heavenly Luxe No. 7 Complexion Perfection brush, but you can use any brush with this kind of shape to it. You're looking for essentially a blush brush for this next step. So a very fluffy applicator tip there. I've taken the foundation on the back of my hand and I'm going to dip the bristles of the brush into the foundation, enough so I have a light coating of product. And the idea with this next step is to apply it only to the center of the face and then blend it outwards. So we're going to focus this right here and then begin to blend the foundation to the outward areas of the face. And this creates a soft, diffused look to the skin and provides really beautiful coverage that looks expensive. So, I mean, you can see I'm using drugstore makeup, but the end results are simply stunning. And the brush surprisingly looks really beautiful. This is coming from somebody who uses sponges. I mean, you know, I typically use a damp sponge to apply my face products, but this is changing how I feel about brushes. And I mean, you can see I have applied a little bit of foundation over the areas where I applied the, what do you call that? The contour, but not so much to cover it up, more or less enough to diffuse any harsh lines that may be lingering from it. But wow, I mean, look at this. And it's quick. That's the other thing I really love about this kind of technique. I am going to go back and add a little cream blush on the top of the cheeks there to bring some color into the skin. What I like about this too is that it's not overly done. Too often, and I've noticed this myself, when I apply my foundation all over my face and I've not really taken the time to diffuse the edges of it, it looks packed on, it looks overdone, and it can be too mattifying and too drying looking. But this provides a very soft, dewy finish to the skin. And I mean, you're viewing this in 4K. You can see what it really looks like on my skin. It's absolutely stunning in person. Because I'm oily, I'm going to set with a little bit of powder. I'm using the Revlon blurring powder with that same brush, and I'm lightly going to go over the T-zone area only and under the eyes. I love this technique not only for how fast it is, how easy it is, but also for how seamless it makes the skin look. It looks effortless. And I mean, even with using drugstore makeup, you can see that it looks like I used high-end makeup with how flawless the skin is. It's absolutely beautiful. Let me know your thoughts on this if you've had the opportunity to try it. I would love to hear your experience with this kind of application technique. And if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing so you can hang out with me in the future. Give the video a like if you really enjoyed it, and don't forget to share it with someone who may also enjoy a technique like this. I speak love, peace, and joy into you and into your home, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.